Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the Dr. C channel. Thank you very much for tuning in for another new version of FPV Freerider. I just did a video on FPV Freerider a month ago, I think. This is, however, FPV Freerider Recharged. It's bigger, broader, maybe? A slightly more elaborate version of FPV Freerider. It comes with a couple of maps which are a bit more detailed, if you will. Nicer looking maps. That was already the case though. This new version has a level editor or a map creator, a race course designer, whatever you want to call it. And that's its biggest new feature. And a very exciting new feature it is. I've been wanting a feature like this for years. Yeah, years. So we finally have a level editor, so that's nice. Now, like I said, the previously available maps are still there. 5 maps in FPV Freerider Recharged. But again, we now have a level editor, which is great. So FPV Freerider Recharged is available on Steam. I'll have a link in the description to it. I am not affiliated with the developer. I don't get a kickback. So this is more to inform you, of course. Now, what can you actually do with that level editor? When we enter the level editor, click. We are greeted with a rather underwhelming, mostly black screen. So yeah, what is this? Well, this is basically a blank canvas. You start with a completely blank canvas and it's pretty easy to start. I can throw some grass on it, create your terrain. Oops. Well, there you go. We've got terrain, a grassy field with nothing on it and a black sky. Okay, so we can add a sky, this sky maybe, this sky, that sky, a night sky maybe. Okay, so you can pick a couple of skies and then you're off putting objects on your map. Now, I'm not gonna let you sit through me designing an entire course, of course, but on your right over here you can see a couple of sections of things you can put on the map. And if you want to create a racetrack, obviously the gates and markers are the most important thing. Gates and markers. You've got a couple of different kinds of gates, as you can see. 4 different kinds? Yeah, 4 different kinds of gates. And I can pick one up and we now have a gate and I can move it around, as you can see. Yay! Cool, and we can put another type of gate over there. Yay! And this gate maybe, why not? Okay, we now have 4 gates. Cool stuff, and again you can move all gates. You can even put a gate in midair. If you'd want to, you can create a completely non-realistic map if you want to. So yeah, you can look around your map to see if it makes any sense, and to add some visual entertainment to your map, you can add vegetation maybe. Let's add a tree. We got a tree there and another tree over there. Cool. Another tree over there. You can even, if you go back to terrain, raise and lower sections. You can make a hill over here, for instance. It's a pretty slow process, but you can already see that we've got a hill forming. Right? Cool. This will be an interesting track. Yeah. Okay. You can paint things on on the map. Let's see, I want to paint something black apparently here. There, I'm now darkening the grass over here. This will be especially useful to lay out the direction of a track. You can do that with cones, but this is very helpful while flying to see a track on the ground. If you do any kind of FPV racing, you'll know what I mean. Cheeky day. So that's nice. Now again, I won't let you sit through me painting up an entire track. Let me actually load a track I designed myself. Load. High voltage. There is a track I designed myself. I drew up myself. I've put some visual things, some benches over here where people can do maintenance on their quadcopters, and as you can see I've got gates. Now these gates are also outfitted with gate triggers. Obviously the program needs to know what the actual course is, right? So I've got a gate trigger here, 2 here, there is 1, and there is 1. And I've got a start position over here, and again I've made some on the ground markings to aid me in the flying bit. So yeah, that's one track I've made. Another one, load. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one is more or less a acro freestyle practice object. It's not a track, there are no gates, but as you can see this is a nice diving structure or power loop structure, split S structure, and I've only obviously used objects which you can select in the available options over here. Available construction materials, pillars, concrete walls, concrete slabs. These things over here are all concrete slabs. Trusses, these things over here are metal trusses. There are wooden sticks, there are I-beams. And anything you see here can not only be moved. If I, for instance, select this concrete slab over here, I can move it around obviously, but if I want that to be sideways, I can rotate things like so. Anything you'd want really. There, now I've transformed that slab into a concrete wall. Now, one thing I have to add, that if you are familiar with 3D CAD programs, it's not a super elaborate 3D drawing construction program, but it's an awesome addition to FPV Freerider or any FPV simulator for that matter. I love it. Let me see, do I have another interesting map? Load. Test. What is this? Oh yeah, this is another track I've made. This is a simple figure 8 track with a split S or dive structure over here, yeah, with a lot of lights. And in this instance I've used the cones to mark out my track. As you can see, there are cones all over the place, and I've added some trees for visual interest. So yeah, that's great. Again, I am very happy with this addition to FPV Freerider. Let me show you a racing clip I did with this high voltage. Oh, by the way, this high voltage track you see here is simply taken from a multi-GP sample track. Let me actually show you what that looks like. I'll have a link to this site, multigp.com, blah blah blah. Okay, there's a link in the description to this page, And over here you can see several sample racing tracks. Now these are aimed for people that want to organize actual live FPV racing events. But obviously you can use these sample tracks in FPV Freerider. Now you can copy any of these race tracks or another one you find on the internet in FPV Freerider. And I've copied more or less this high voltage track. Again, there's a link in the description to this page, but as you can see, this is a pretty simple track, but it's because these lines over here are pretty high speed, obviously cornering this, taking this corner efficiently makes it challenging. And this one over here as well, there are, well, it's mostly comprised out of high-speed sections, right? So it's not as easy as you might think to really fly this course at an optimal speed. Okay, let's have a look to end this video at me fumbling around around this track over here. I am not a racer by any means, and my rates are freestyle rates, so my rates are a little high. One more tip. This is really a good tip, I think. If we go to my starting bench, here is my starting bench. As you can see, I've set this little table at an angle. And that makes it far easier to take off. Yeah, as you'll see. Well, actually, let's go and do some flying. If you have any questions, hit me up a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer you. And catch you on the next video. Bye bye.